In the early summer of 1828, in the bustling city of Nuremberg, Germany, a strange young man appeared out of nowhere. Dressed in coarse peasant clothes and barely able to speak, he carried with him a letter addressed to a local military officer. The boy's name was Kaspar Hauser, and his sudden arrival would become one of the most enigmatic and haunting tales of the 19th century. Was he a lost prince? A pawn in political games? Or just a troubled boy with a fabricated past? This is the story of Kaspar Hauser, a mystery that still echoes through the corridors of European history. On May 26, 1828, a teenage boy staggered through the streets of Nuremberg, barely able to walk. He seemed confused, disoriented, and spoke only a few words. All he carried was a letter that said he had been raised in isolation and wanted to be a cavalryman like his father. He repeated just a few phrases: "I want to be a cavalryman, as my father was," and "horse. Horse." Authorities were baffled. Who was this boy? Where did he come from? And why did he seem to know so little about the world? Doctors and educators soon examined him. Kaspar had virtually no concept of society, time, or even basic human interaction. He ate only bread and water, was frightened by his own shadow, and cried like a child when hearing music. When questioned, Kaspar slowly described a life of unimaginable isolation. He claimed he had been kept in a small, dark room, perhaps a cellar without human contact. He was fed bread and water daily, never saw the sun, and played with wooden horses. He didn't know who his captor was, only that a man occasionally entered, never revealing his face. One day, this man took him outside, taught him to walk, and left him in Nuremberg. The public was stunned. Could a child survive such a life? Was it even possible? Kaspar Hauser became a sensation. People traveled from across the region to see him, wild child, of Nuremberg. Philosophers, scientists, and even nobility speculated on his origins. Some believed he was a feral child. Others suggested he was nobility, possibly the lost heir to the Grand Duchy of Baden. He was taken in by schoolmaster Georg Friedrich Dahmer, who taught him to read, write, and behave socially. Kaspar learned rapidly and showed artistic talent, particularly in drawing. But as he began to adapt to normal life, strange and troubling events began to unfold. In 1829, Kaspar was found with a deep forehead wound in the cellar. He said a masked man had attacked him. Was someone trying to silence him? Or had Kaspar harmed himself for attention? In 1833, a second and final attack occurred. Kaspar stumbled into his home, fatally stabbed in the chest. He claimed to have been lured to a park under false pretenses. A purse was later discovered, containing a cryptic note written in mirror writing. It read, "Hauser will be able to tell you quite precisely how I look and from where I am. To save Hauser the trouble, I want to tell you myself. I come from the Bavarian border, my name is MLO." The mystery only deepened. After his death, theories exploded. The most dramatic one, that Kaspar was the true Prince of Baden, switched at birth to remove him from the line of succession. Supporters pointed to physical resemblances and the lack of records regarding the actual prince's death. Skeptics, however, saw flaws. Some psychologists believed Kaspar was mentally ill or a pathological liar. Modern theories also propose autism or Munchausen syndrome. In the early 2000s, DNA tests were done to compare his lineage with the Baden family, but results remained inconclusive. Today, Kaspar Hauser remains one of history's greatest enigmas. Statues of him stand in Nuremberg and Ansbach. His gravestone reads, "Here lies Kaspar Hauser, riddle of his time." His birth was unknown, his death mysterious. His story has inspired literature, music, and film, including Werner Herzog's 1974 movie The Enigma of Kaspar Hauser. Whether a forgotten prince or a cunning impostor, his life forces us to question how much we really know about identity, memory, and truth. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the strange and sorrowful life of Kaspar Hauser, a boy without a past, a death without answers, and a mystery that continues to fascinate nearly 200 years later.